Members of our local creative community and featuring topical conversations with members of the Lobat production team. We're your hosts, Casey House
and Fabian Castaneda. Through our own experiences as musicians, visual artists, and business owners, we saw an opportunity to provide a platform for people just like us to deep dive into what it's like to pursue a lifestyle outside of the norm.
Without further ado, welcome to the Lobat Podcast.
I'm going to go ahead and call this out immediately. We were told to be quiet while that song played, and Jonah hit his head on the mic.
Immediately.
It was me.
Just
that was incredible. I hope everybody heard that. Hey, How's it going, everybody?
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the Low Bat Podcast live. For some reason, I don't know what we're doing, and I'm terrified. We have a lot going on. We have awesome guests and awesome video that we're going to premiere at some point during it. Just hold on to your britches. It's going to be a bit.
We haven't even decided yet.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing at all. But we are joined by Mr. Noah Ford. Hello, Noah. How are you doing?
What's up, guys?
I automatically feel weird calling you Noah.
It's okay. If you want to call me by my government name, that's totally fine.
Okay, I'm gonna
makes you more
try, but like
comfortable.
I cannot look at you and be like, yeah, Noah here. But if I look at you, I have to say Jonah. It's just hard.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I feel like the names are so close.
Yeah, they're super similar.
That people get them mixed up all the time. But
Are you aware that it sounds like no afford? Like I cannot afford
you
it.
broke.
that wasn't the intention. But is it cool that it sounds like that? 'Cause
I think it's pretty
I'll run
cool.
with it.
Everybody can relate
absolutely.
to it. Like I can't afford.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just kind of my name rearranged.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Jonah Bedford, I just kind of rearranged my name, Noah Ford, as my stage name.
Cool. I'll never forget when we were on the music video set for the music video we shot with you. Madison, the choreographer, was like, "Where's Noah at?" And I was like, "Who the fuck?" I was like, "Oh, Jonah." I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah, she
And I was like,
always
right,
referred to you
right,
as
Noah.
Noah, which was very interesting.
So that's cool. But it was really weird.
She asked me several times, like, what to refer to me as.
Yeah.
Like, how should she address me? And I was just like, just call me Noah.
Yeah.
I said this earlier, but I was watching the show Dave, the Lil Dicky show, and there's like this whole thing like in the first season where he's like going through this like I don't know
Spoiler.
identity crisis, and he basically is always just whenever people are talking to him, he always calls himself Dave,
Mm-hmm.
but he quickly learns he's just got to like own it.
Yeah.
Are you
Be
caught
like
up with that
Lil
show?
Dicky. I've watched both seasons, and
Okay.
it is a wild ride.
It is
Have you-
such a wild ride. Yeah, I am
you
also
watched the
caught
second
up.
season?
There's I assume an episode that just came out this week, unless it's the show.
No, it's done.
Oh, it
Like
is?
season 2 is done. Did you watch the last?
Yeah, I can't.
What happened?
Well,
Tell me.
No, we can't spoil it.
I haven't seen any of it.
After this is done, don't click away. Go watch Dave.
It's a great show.
That show's really good, surprisingly good.
It is really good. Second season is wild.
It is. It's a
tense.
weird ride.
I loved it though.
All right, so I want to get. I want to start heading in the direction of getting to this video.
Yeah.
But I want to
bones
start
up.
off with your beginning of music and eventually singing. I don't know, because I knew you from a band way back when where you played guitar, and I don't know when you started singing or what was first. Just like, how did your music career start? I guess.
Like where do you want me to start? Like
Wherever you
All the way
want
back.
to.
Like, when did you first realize music was something that
He's
you
like, well, in the
wanted to do?
womb.
well, I don't know. I took like music lessons, like piano lessons, when I was a kid as just part of academics. But I really wasn't crazy about it until like I was 12 years old, and it was the first time I played guitar. I basically saw my friend like playing a guitar, like he had an acoustic guitar, and I was just being an annoying kid. And I was like, I was just like, teach me how to play something. And he was like, okay, and then I was like, oh, all right.
Hell yeah.
So then he sat me down and he showed me the chords to "Hurt" by Johnny Cash, which is
That's
Johnny Cash's cover of a Nine Inch Nails song.
yeah.
And like,
Now covered by Noah.
yeah,
Baker.
and
Noah Ford.
no, I've never covered that song. But yeah, that was like the first thing I kind of learned, and then from there I was kind of hooked. Like up until that point, I think I wanted to be in the military.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Super.
Okay.
Yeah, like my family, big military family. So like my dad was in the Navy and everything.
And how old were you whenever you picked up that guitar for that first
12.
time? You're 12 years old.
So
Okay.
yeah, so like 16 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
When did you get your first guitar?
So I think probably 14. I actually bought my first like guitar
Mhm.
and like an amp, and it was just a crappy little amp and like the sickest looking guitar. Like it wasn't a good quality guitar, but it looked so
You just have a flying
metal.
bee. Right
Hell
out the
yeah.
Yeah,
gate.
it looked so metal, and I needed it. So I saved up some money and I bought it. And from there, I was teaching myself how to play guitar, but like, I was just playing like I was listening to like The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
like,
Classic.
Hell yeah.
Under Oath and stuff, and I just put that thing in drop D and I was just chugging. I mean, before I got that, I was doing the same thing with like my dad's super old like acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I was like learning how to play like
I love.
like screamo songs like on my
Doing like
dad's
breakdowns on an
guitar.
acoustic.
I was gonna say, I love
basically,
the
like,
idea of that.
breakdown. Yeah, so that's basically how I started playing guitar. I got my electric guitar. I mean, I started playing in bands like with friends, and eventually I did start taking like music lessons. So for guitar specifically, I only did like a year, like 2 semesters worth of guitar lessons. Took a little bit of vocals. I haven't had like a lot of vocal
Training.
coaching.
Okay.
And it's still something like I'd like to get into.
Yeah.
Like actually like get more lessons because I'm always interested in getting a little better at what I do.
Yeah, for sure. Fine tuning.
But yeah, so I was just playing in a bunch of bands. I got into how far do you want me to go? Like,
I mean, it's all interesting.
that's like
to me.
the beginning.
Like, I'm curious about like, so you started guitar and everything. When did you first try to sing and realize, oh, I can actually I can sing?
I remember for the longest time I could not figure out how to sing.
How to say?
Okay.
Like, as a kid, like I just didn't understand it. Like I would be like, I
You're
just
like, how
didn't
does
get
this
it.
work?
Because I grew up, I went to church a lot, like with my family, and you know they have like they have the worship sessions at the beginning of church, and like I never understood like how people were singing. I'm like, I don't know how to make the notes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do the sounds right. I don't really remember when I realized I could actually sing. I'm pretty sure I was just like more or less like screaming, just kind of like forcing notes out. And like, I don't know, I just kind of figured it out from there.
Yeah.
I did, like I said, I got some vocal lessons, and then I actually, I started playing and like learning songs. But it was never really like a focus. Like I was more into like guitar. I really just wanted to play in bands and like tour a lot. Like that's all I wanted to do like as a teenager growing up.
Okay.
So
And I think something that could be interesting as well for like younger people that are trying to figure out like they play an instrument, they want to figure out how to like what to do to get into a band basically. How did you find your way into your first band or your first couple of bands?
Just friends.
I was gonna say, I
Like,
feel
okay,
like
yeah.
I mean,
homies,
It is
yeah.
usually how it starts,
Yeah.
but some,
Yeah.
you know,
so, and I mean, especially for the music we were interested in, you know, we were all just listening to like scary kids scaring kids, like Under Oath, like Emery,
I'm being
like
thrown back so far.
Silverstein, like all those bands, Chiodos and stuff, and we just idolized those people in those bands, and like the idea of being on tour and like being around people who have common interests as you was just so exciting to us. And we just wanted to play, and like I was crazy about it. I was obsessed with playing guitar.
Hell
Like,
yeah, okay.
I'm sure my parents were so sick of it, like my whole family, because I would just
be
be
glad you
in my-
didn't choose drums because boy,
True.
right
noisy.
That, it was probably never even an option, honestly. But yeah, I was just crazy about guitar, and yeah, so just friends. So we were playing shows. We'd rehearse like in my friend's garage and everything.
I had
Yeah,
so
so-
you said your goal when you were a teenager. I feel like a lot of teenagers that are in like the scene or doing whatever, their goal, they're super fascinated with touring and stuff too.
Yeah.
Is that still your goal now? Like, what's your goal? Would you say now that you've more evolved as a musician, you've like figured out yourself a little bit more? What's your path right now?
I mean, absolutely. Like
Okay.
touring. I mean that it's like a must. Like
Yeah.
that's like your bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like surviving as a musician or an artist or whatever. It's like you go on tour and you sell your merch.
Yeah.
You sell
Do the
yourself.
thing.
It's like, and that's the best way
Sell your soul.
to have. Yeah. Like to
Yeah.
have an intimate like interaction with your audience as opposed to just online. Like online and everything is great. Like people can discover you that way, but you'll definitely find like anybody who is a musician, I guarantee you they'll tell you like the fans that are most dedicated and mean the most to them and are the most supportive are the ones that they've actually met in person.
Yeah.
And like bands that tour all over the place, they have those connections all over the country
There's
in
just
other
something
parts of
about
the
having
world.
such a good live show.
I was gonna
having
say,
a good live
especially
show.
I've obviously
That matters so much.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've obviously not a musician, not in that realm, but I go to a lot of shows, and that's my favorite thing to do ever, no matter like what band or level of interest I have in them. It's like I'm gonna go see them live. It's like such
Yeah,
a different
it's the ultimate.
experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that was another question I had for you. Is like with COVID, with the pandemic, how is that? Every single musician or artist or like any creative anything, they're like, this past year and a half has sucked the life out of my soul. So because you don't get to have those experiences anymore, or we do, things are starting to open up now. But how has that impacted your relationship with music or your fans or?
Yeah. So for me, the pandemic actually kind of revitalized my passion for music. I was
okay.
kind of taking a hiatus from music for a long time because, just life. I was focused on other things. Like I had gotten big into like filmmaking and like video production was kind of my thing, and it was kind of like a choice of like this is more sustainable, like just where I was, relationships and commitments and stuff at the time. I was like, this is a more sustainable thing for me to do. So like, and I still am like really passionate about like filmmaking and visual arts. But when the pandemic hit, it's like that, we were all just kind of locked down.
Yeah, you
like,
can't filmmake if there's no one to
Yeah.
filmmake for.
So
Fair point.
there's that. I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff who
absolutely.
thrived. Like, but that's not really the content I would
Right.
create. But it was kind of like the pandemic hit. I lost my job. I was working as a theater tech. So I would I would work in like do teching for like operas
Yeah,
and like
that's-
ballets
Wow.
and concerts and stuff like that, and which was another thing that kind of got me inspired too, because I got to watch some amazing performers and like artists and get to set up for their shows and watch them perform and
That's
stuff,
cool
and
as
actually
hell.
meet some of these people and like see some of the best people like in the world, like best at their craft, like do what they do. And so seeing that like every day at my job was like really inspiring to me too. But yeah, when the pandemic hit, it was like
Shit.
I was I was completely starting over like in life in a lot of ways, and
Yeah.
it kind of brought me back to music. I'm like, what? I mean,
What else am I gonna do right now?
what else am I gonna do? And
Yeah,
it's like,
that's true.
I'm gonna give this music thing a shot, because at that point I hadn't really messed with music in a way that was like serious in a long time. But I definitely be careful with that.
Yeah, my mic just like
It's being a fool today.
I
At least
hit
you
it a
didn't
bunch of times
headbutt
earlier.
it like I did earlier.
Oh,
Sitting
I
in there.
did plenty earlier. So
That's true.
It
So did
happens.
you write Getting Better during the pandemic? When did you write that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was in like the summer of 2020, and
Rip.
yeah,
God, it's so upsetting to think about that was still the pandemic. Like
Yeah.
obviously it's been a long time, but I keep the reminders are awful of just, like,
Crazy.
how long it's
yeah.
been.
I actually have kind of the whole experience. I actually have pretty fond memories of it now.
Okay.
It was like it was just a really complicated time for me. Like I had a long-term relationship had ended literally at the same time
That's
as the
really hard,
pandemic
yeah.
had started. So I had like lost my job, lost that. Like everything was just kind of like
Down.
yeah, it was bad.
You're like,
So I was in a pretty low place, but like I definitely had family, I had close friends, and I had a renewed passion for music. So I was like, I just got to writing, and it's that song is very much kind of me. Like giving my experience, like it just
Yeah.
wasn't a great time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we were pushing through it.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what the song is about. Like not being okay, but kind of
We're
kind
so
of
chugging
pressing
along.
on. Yeah, chugging along anyway. Like a lot of people. That's what we're dealing with. That's the headspace we're in. So
Yeah, no kidding.
and yeah, and I didn't want to make it like too specific to like my
Yeah, yeah,
experiences and everything.
absolutely.
I wanted to make it kind of vague and a little more
It's
approachable.
very relatable.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
No matter
Right.
what, you're like,
Absolutely.
So-
I'm gonna make music and cry right now. Everyone else is like, yeah, me too.
And not only
It's
did you
great.
obviously write it all, but you produced it entirely by yourself as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy because the production
Yeah.
value is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like,
It took it took a lot of tweaking because I'm kind of a perfectionist.
You
And I
really?
didn't I didn't have like, because I was starting over at that point, like I didn't have like a lot of music equipment. I still do. I'm like, I used to have so much stuff, but I like sold all of it to like get
Man.
video equipment.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's like
man. That's
it was
rough.
a trade, and now I'm like, I'm trying to get back to where I was, but yeah, I was working with bare minimum like tools. It was
Yeah.
basically just my voice, a guitar, laptop, microphone,
That's
and then
even more
a
impressive.
couple of
Oh, yeah.
plugins, and I was just, I mean, but it kind of forced me to have to write like a
Yeah.
pretty decent song, you
Yeah.
know, to
Mhm.
cut it and it sound okay. It's like the song, the bones had to be pretty
Yeah.
good.
I mean, there's so many details in that. Like whenever you approached Ethan
Mhm.
about doing this video and like started to figure it out, like Ethan and I sat down and like really listened to the song, and every time we would listen through, we'd be like, whoa, there's
Yeah.
another layer. Like the woos and the claps and all the different.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many layers to it that like I can't even imagine you sitting there and being like, there needs to be a woo right
Yeah,
here.
all by yourself.
Like
You're like, hold
hey,
on,
you just
woo's
I'm gonna
not
make
lined
that
up.
right. I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna make it.
I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know. It's kind of a unicorn of a song because like I can't crank out a song like that like all the time. Like I will say it's just a good idea that came to me, and it's like it was my responsibility to bring that song into the world basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's like
I-
so it's like I don't know, like sometimes as a musician or a writer or whatever, like sometimes you just get lucky and like a good idea just falls in your lap, and I'm like, okay, I just have to to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like
Yeah.
some of those ideas they were just coming to me. It's like I could just hear it.
Yeah.
So
Same thing with Casey though. When Ethan, when you, he was like, yeah, and so I was aware of you. That sounded weird. That sounds weird. I
aware
was
of
like, you were
your
on the,
existence.
but no, Ethan he was like, you know the guy that I follow that like also does film stuff, and I was like, yeah, and he showed me, he's like, his song is really good, and like, cause I was like, okay,
thank you, Ethan.
yeah. So I remember, I think we were in the car for the first time, and he played it, and I was like, oh, this is a local guy? I was like, what?
Yep, that's been
I was like,
the same response from everybody.
yeah, I was like, this is really like, this sounds phenomenal.
It should be on the radio.
It sounds like a radio.
everybody that I've showed it to
Blush.
has been like, whoa, okay. Like, yeah, no, I mean, not to make your head
Yeah.
super, but like, I mean, it was,
Honestly,
it was really
It's too
cool to
late.
hear.
It
It was
is
really cool
huge
to
now.
hear this song and be like, this is something. Everybody's mindset was, no matter what it is, I want to work on this. Like,
yeah,
if I can be
Yeah.
a part of this, I want to. And what a journey it's been to
Mhm.
get to where we can finally show the video.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Which we're not gonna do yet.
Hold on.
Thought I'd tease everybody. But we're not that far from. I do want to so. Ethan and I were talking about it recently, and we started this conversation in December.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's been that long that we've been working out this
Long
video.
time.
You know, it goes back even farther.
Really?
Isn't that right, Ethan?
Ooh,
This is very true.
That's me bringing Ethan into the convo. Yeah, I actually met with I met with the Lobat crew. What was that, like 2019? Probably.
Yeah, it was definitely a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago, and it was more just kind of like a thing of like, hey, like you guys
you
got
exist.
a crew. I was like, I see you guys are doing stuff. Like I'm doing stuff too, and I just wanted to meet up with them and be like, we should collaborate,
Yeah.
at some point, and kind of just like open that door and
Mhm.
be like, hey, if you guys ever need anything, I'm here, and vice versa. So
Hell
it's
yeah.
like we had that conversation a very long time ago, and I'm glad we did, because
Yeah,
then like 2 years later,
here we are.
it's like I had the song and I was like, who am I gonna go to? It's like I really need a video. Like, I need to get some type of visualizer to kind of like I'm an artist now, so it's like I need to have some type of video, But yeah, I mean I immediately kind of went to you guys, so because of that connection we made way back when.
What an
So,
honor it has been.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the puppet video? Was that
Oh my God.
right?
Dude, yes. No,
Okay.
I mean, I had seen plenty of your videos, but that was really the one that sent me over the edge. I was
Really?
like, oh my God, I love that you guys did that.
That was
Oh.
made
Like-
right here. So
Yeah.
I know. I've heard all about
Yeah.
it. Like, that's the type of filmmaking that just gets me so psyched.
That makes me really
Like-
happy. I remember cutting out all of those props, painting it, and I'm like,
Oh,
is this
man.
gonna be dumb?
So
I wish there was
good.
so much more behind the scenes of that, because like just us doing it, we had like this dumb setup of 2 tables, the TV underneath, so we could reference what we're doing, and like I was a boat, but I was a boat on like 3 sticks
Yeah.
that we glued together or something, and I was just laying under there like
So if you're watching, we
Just wobbling
filmed,
it. It was
Lobat
great.
filmed a music video for Suburban Key Party, another really cool local band. We've done a couple other videos. They're really awesome guys. So definitely check that out. It's awesome. It's a puppet music video. It's really cool. But it was very interesting to try to get everything together. When Ethan and the Suburban Key Party guys like approached us to be like, hey man, did you want to like make a puppet show? And I was like, what was that? What do I want to do?
Quick thing, the song is called The Chase.
The Chase.
Thank you. I
Thank
was
you.
just about to
Key Party.
ask what was the song.
The Chase by Suburban Key
Okay.
Party. Yeah, it was really. I was like, "What was okay? Sure, why not?"
Yeah, you guys knocked that out of the park. Like,
you.
it's such a cool video. Like, you guys are like a machine in that. There's so many things I didn't understand, but I'm like, there's not a single face in this video, and I was just obsessed from start to finish. I was like, this is the stuff. Like, that's the kind of creativity that like gets me really excited. It's like, I mean, I probably wouldn't do a puppet video, but it just showed me that you guys were like, okay, like they're down,
Mhm.
like they're down for it.
That means a lot. Thank
And
you.
yeah, and like keep that energy up, like that.
We always say that because so when you approached us for this music
Mm-hmm.
video, it sounded amazing. And because a lot of people, a lot of bands and stuff are like, we just want another music video in the woods, which like, hell yeah, we'll do that. We'll make it look dope. But we too want like people, musicians and other local creatives that are like, let's just do something out of the box.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's really exciting. I love my favorite music videos are the ones where it's like we have to do some weird deep dives on props. I have to like make stuff. Another Suburban Key Party music video, like I was like moving chairs in the woods and like having organized chairs and like cut out like crime scene photos and stuff. It was like
Oh,
such
yeah.
a fun
That's the one with like the
detectives. Yeah, that was
okay.
so much
Great
fun.
video.
So when bands or musicians and stuff come to us and like, let's do this weird stuff, we're like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, please do it.
Yeah, the challenge that this video became was nothing but so much fun. Like every single thing that we were like, we need this, and I was like, okay, well,
Oh, for Noah's?
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
For, like how are we gonna get this? How are we gonna figure out like and luckily everybody had enough connections.
Oh yeah.
And there was always a person who was able to be like, I think I can make that happen.
Figure that out.
Yeah,
And you just look into it and you can figure it out, whether it's like the car, the choreographer,
Yeah.
any of the props, the dancers, like all these
Noah's
all these
parents,
things.
shout out to providing us food.
Oh man, they
Like, amazing.
saved the day.
catering.
Oh, it
Amazing.
was that was the best part of the day.
Yo, you wanna make an amazing video, like feed your
Feed
crew
Feed
Yeah,
everybody.
a
absolutely. Feed your
fantastic
crew.
meal,
Yeah.
and you'll be good.
So, the conception of this video.
Mhm.
I want to know about your side of it. When you started thinking by yourself about like, okay, I want to do a video. What ideas you had? What was the inspiration for different parts of it? Well, before we ever even started talking about making it.
Yeah, I guess when the song was finished, like I was starting to think of ideas on like what could work for this, and I decided to take it very literal in a way, I guess. So it's like, how can I kind of I wanted the video to kind of match what was actually going on in the music. You know, there's plenty of videos that don't necessarily, like, they're really cool like visuals,
But they
and
don't vibe with the
they don't well it's not that they don't vibe, but
Right.
it's just like obviously the objective of the video isn't to is to kind of be like its own
Right,
entity,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted the two, just because the song is so specific in a way, like I wanted the two to be very much tied to each other.
coexist. with each
And
other.
like, yeah, and kind of like transition very much with what's happening with the song, because the song flows in a very particular way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the structure of it is just, it's kind of like a roller coaster ride, I guess.
Yeah. It's an
And,
abnormal structure for sure, but like it works so well for what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really just it's a typical kind of pop structure for a song, but it's like it's just what's the word I'm looking for? The arrangement of it is kind of like the way the instruments sort of drop in and out at different parts. Just make it a little different. So I kind of wanted the energy of the video to match that. Am I supposed to like? I don't want to give like too much away about the video.
I mean, we can. What do you think, Ethan? I'm curious about your take on like obviously you were the video side of it. You were the one actually holding the camera. Was there any? Do you feel like we should? Is there anything you want to talk about before we show it, or should we just pull the video up and just go for it?
I say we should show the video.
Yeah,
All
let's show the
Is it
video.
time?
Woo!
So
Right.
All right,
as
gather around.
as they're setting it up and
Gather
everything,
around the
I'm gonna vamp
campfire.
for a second until I get a thumbs up. So the video for the song "Getting Better,"
By Noah Ford.
artist Noah Ford, and Lobat is who shot it. We'll get into a little bit more detail about the conception of it and everything once we've seen it. But
All right. So
we can. I'm getting the thumbs up, so I'm gonna go ahead and fade away, and here's the
fade
video for
into
"Getting Better."
existence.
Yep.
I went for a walk yesterday, and I thought I'd take a trip down memory lane. I hoped I would feel something different, 'cause every day's the same, and that's okay. And some of us can fake it, and I hope to God we make it. This feeling I can't shake it, that my mind is slowly fading. They say practice makes perfect, and I practice every day, getting better at not being okay. Today sucks, but I won't let that prevent me from having some fun. 'Cause I can still go outside and play in the sun, smoke a little some, a little not too much, maybe just enough to forget who I am. Some of us can fake it, and I hope to God we make it. This feeling I can't shake it, no, my mind is slowly breaking. They say practice makes perfect, and I practice every day. I'm getting better at not being okay.
Okay. I'm shutting this down right now, young man. Okay, hold on. You guys dance way too fast. Okay. Do you see what just happened? You just hit my car.
Yeah, about that.
Oh yeah, about that. Are you even old enough to drive? Are you texting? Are you dancing and driving? It appears that you're dancing and driving with your entourage back here. What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
Look, man, like, I'm sorry about the car, but we can just keep this between me and you, you know, like,
me and you and you and your
Yeah,
mustache, and is it really between us? Because I don't have an entourage, and you're rolling 4 deep. You know, let me tell you about responsibility, young man.
Dude, I think somebody's boosting your wheels.
What? Oh, no! Hey, that's my favorite wheel!
I still exercise and I eat healthy. I drown my sorrows at night while I watch TV. My friends recommend therapy, but there's no guarantee that spent will make me happy. These feelings always come and they go. I don't want company, but I don't wanna be alone. This push and pull, this back and forth grows wrong. And they say practice makes perfect, and I practice every day. I'm getting better. I'm getting so much better. I'm getting so much better. Might be the best, and not being okay.
You forgot to turn the mics back on.
Yep.
Noah Ford, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah, there's a video.
Fantastic job.
Oh man, watching that again
It was exciting.
reminded me of so many stories.
Yeah, I was gonna say when the cops got called and the
Oh, yeah.
cops
There's
showed
so
up.
much to that we
Very
could
storied
talk
video.
with that. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean with the video getting shut down and then not shut down, that was a thing.
Yeah.
We got
I mean-
we got stopped twice. One
Stopped by a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got officially stopped twice. One by somebody who I think worked for the neighborhood.
The HOA.
And we basically were like, that's crazy. Do you like actually have any power to stop us? And he was like, I don't know. We were like, all right, then we're gonna keep going. Call the cops, I guess. And
we're
then
like,
he
"Oh,
called the
boy."
cops. So then the cops showed up. But funny story about that the little acting scene there was the fact that was the one and only attempt at that because the cop showed up, was like, well, so for I guess I don't know how much we wanna divulge, but we shut down a street
To be fair,
by
it
just
was,
blocking it off.
Like a
it
dead
was,
end,
it was,
dude.
it was like a half street.
Yeah.
The street ended in a neighborhood, like a little greenery way.
Not even really a street.
yeah.
It was a dead
It
end.
was a dead
But
end.
regardless, we did put cars
did
in the way.
dirty.
And and
did
so he showed up and he was like, y'all, like, you can't do that. And we were like, yeah, but like, and he basically was just like, you can't film here. Like, you got to stop. And I think it was me. I was like, hey, we are on our last attempt at this. Can we try one more time?
attempt.
One more attempt. And he was like, he said, I walk slowly. Okay. And I was like, all right, I get that means what I think it means.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we went for it, and that was
And
the
that
take.
was the take. Yeah.
That was the one attempt at
That was
that.
the only take we got.
Yeah.
That was so stressful. Shouts out to Mike, the remarkable
Our
actor.
actor.
Yeah,
Angry
he
Man
really-
number one.
He really led the whole thing. Like, I know my acting skills are so impressive, but
I thought it was great.
he's
Get you an
he really
Oscar.
kind of he kind of held the thing together, and I wanted to get somebody involved who could really bring that section to life,
life,
like
yeah.
somebody I could really lean on.
Yeah.
Because I was wearing a lot of hats that day. So
Yeah, yeah.
I really needed somebody to like.
Take the reins.
He's very talented, very experienced. He's got a great portfolio of work.
We'll link his
Michael
IMDb
Beckner.
page.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show all of the different behind the scenes stuff too, because there's a lot that was recorded there, where like Ethan was on a cart,
Duncan was
being
pushing
pulled
it.
by Duncan.
Yeah.
And there were just so many like cues and things happening, and
Yeah.
like there was a car in the way that we managed to get moved, and just all this stuff was like happening to make that video.
So as the artist, that's your baby. This is your baby. This is your music. This was your everything. How stressful was that day for you?
I was so stressed, but I was having a good time at the same time because we prepared. You know, and that's a lot of it. Like most of when it comes to making a video or a film or whatever, it really does come down to the preparation. So yeah, I mean, I was freaking out a little bit, but I had total confidence we were gonna get the whole thing done. So it was a good time. It was definitely
Super.
a good time.
I specifically remember this one part. I think I looked over at Ethan and I was like, "Oh, Jonah's stressed out." It was so Madison, our choreographer, she's amazing, did a fantastic job. All the dancers killed it.
Yes, great job, Madison.
But they were just doing takes over and over again because we weren't lining up the timing was off slightly. It was like the camera and the dancers at the same time.
Yeah, what was that all about?
It was because during practice,
because me and Madison, I had to take the sidebar with her, and like we were looking at each other, we were like, dude, we were killing it so hard in the rehearsal.
I think
it's like, why is it just falling apart now?
Moving the car fucked everything up.
Something happened.
My bad.
I don't know what it was.
No, because you guys, the dancers, you guys had practiced so much with the car. So for the viewers, that was in the street, and we had one car that we were like, shit, we can't move this car. It wasn't there when we were like, thinking of it. So the dancers, basically, when we were practicing, the dancers were going right to the car because we didn't want to get the car in the frame. So then Casey went and knocked on the door and was like, hi, can you please move your car? And luckily, he moved his car.
This was only the third house I knocked on. So
yeah, you knocked on a couple. Knock, 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 please. Hi, we're filming a video.
Shout out to that guy. He's in the special credits. Thanks that guy.
I can't believe you did that. Because
I can.
There were so many houses around. I was like, is he?
I knew it was going to be basically the one it was in front of, or one of the ones next to it. Like, if it wasn't, I wasn't going to go down the whole street. But I do remember a little gripe that I had was that I was in your car trying to get the smoke machine to work. There was supposed to be a smoke machine. It was a whole thing. And we couldn't get enough power. And I was in there trying to figure all that out while everybody kept coming up to me and being like, hey, you should go see if you can get that car moved. And I was like, I'm doing a thing though.
Yeah, everyone was.
And nobody would do it. So I was like, you know what? All right. So
That's crazy. I thought you.
I thought you willingly did that.
Yeah,
I don't remember anyone turning up to you.
I walked away out of sheer frustration.
I don't remember a single. I don't remember. Going
Everybody.
up to you.
Who asked? Call him out.
I don't want to call.
Call him out.
Lizzie did. Fabian did.
Wow.
Ethan didn't because he was over there. Duncan mentioned it at one point. Tyler, the guy who gave us the car, mentioned it at one point. One of them said, "You're the most charismatic guy here." They were trying to like.
It's a blessing and a curse.
They were trying to like make my head
Hype
big,
you
so
up.
hype me up, so I would go do it.
That's
so,
Everybody
but
was just
regardless,
walking around set like, oh, I wish Casey would just ask this guy to move.
Yeah.
I was just like, why me? And but it wasn't a big deal. The guy was so cool about it.
Yeah,
He was super nice. He no questions asked. I was like, hey, we're doing this. Like, would you mind? And he was like, yeah, I don't care. He was like, I'm gonna grab my keys. I'm like, oh, whoa.
Angel. So Casey did that.
And he didn't call the cops on him.
He didn't.
Well, maybe he did. We don't know that.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
maybe he just wanted to get his car out of the way. For the cops.
Yeah, right. us hoodlums.
Yeah, us hoodlums filming in the street. So Casey lovingly did that, thankfully. And then, so I think because you guys had practiced so many times with the car, and then then we didn't know when to stop pulling back. And then we were going too fast and going too slow. And then we couldn't, it was such a, I think moving that car really goofed
I'm sure Madison would probably knows exactly.
Yeah.
What was going on.
She was like, she's going to FaceTime us.
And shouts out to her. It originally it was planned that she wasn't actually going to dance.
Right. Yeah.
She wasn't going to dance. And I mean, she's a fantastic dancer. I'm glad she did end up doing that. But she was kind of going to act as as more like a director on set, specifically for the dancing is what we had originally planned because she choreographed it. And we were going to have her more behind the camera and making sure the dancers were
in place and look
really really killing those parts. But one of our dancers,
she actually talks about this and something that we can pull up real quick. You don't know about this.
Oh, you can.
If we gotta go ahead and I'm gonna vamp for a second because they're not ready. Which isn't their fault. They gotta figure it out.
Hi, my name is Madison.
Okay, there it is.
For Noah Ford's premiere music video, Getting Better. I'm just kind of hopping on virtually from Florida because I just relocated here to talk about my experience working with this amazingly talented group of people. Noah was introduced to me through Casey, and Casey was actually introduced to me via a mutual friend when he was looking for a choreographer for this video. Very thankful that kind of happened and that meshed together because I knew right when I heard this song for the first time that this is something I wanted to be a part of. Super energetic, super fun, really had a lot of creativity flowing through it throughout, and that always makes my job easy. When you enjoy what you're making something to, it comes out way better, right? Overall, it was a great time creating. I had a lot of creative freedom throughout all of this, and I got to put some crazy ideas into things that I don't normally get to do on the previous music videos that I've worked. It's always been super fun working with all the artists that I've worked with, but it was kind of cool to have full artistic freedom throughout everything. Also a little bit of a challenge to make sure that we were all on the same page, but a lot of fun. I got to use some of my dancers from Music in Motion Dance Academy to dance with us throughout this, as well as my friend Ray, who we both dance professionally for Virginia Stage Company's rendition of Guys and Dolls. We were actually partners through all the Havana scenes and everything like that. Such a great guy. Ray unfortunately got injured right before our shoot date, and I actually had to step in and fill his position, so I got to dance in the music video as well as choreograph it, which was super fun. I really wish Ray would have been able to do it, but things happen, life happens. He can always be in the next one, right? One of my favorite things I would say throughout this process was when we all got together for the first time in person, and I got to show them sort of the finished product of what I had created, and just seeing the look on everyone's faces and seeing the joy and how cool it was to see everything start to mesh together and come together, everything started to form. That's definitely a highlight when you can start to see the joy and the appreciation that people have for what you've created. Always makes you feel good as a choreographer. I would say another thing that I really loved was at the shoot, watching that playback where we knew we got that good take and seeing the joy in everyone's faces about how awesome that was, because a one-shot take is very difficult, proved to be very cardio heavy, running up and down, but definitely worth it. I think it definitely fit this vibe really, really well. It was a lot of fun, and I really hope that I get to work with Noah and Casey and everyone again in the future. But yeah, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Wishing you all the best. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Madison, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. God,
I want to go ahead and say those glasses are great. I'm a big fan of the glasses that she's
Yeah.
wearing in that. Those look great.
Looking really good, Madison.
And
so glad you did that. That was such a pleasant surprise.
Right?
I had no
Yep.
idea y'all did that. So cool.
And I want to say, as I know she was in before. I'm not sure if she's still in chat or not, but the excitement that you saw from us whenever we got to see the dance for the first time was like suppressed. We were so much more internally excited than like even you saw. We got out of that building, we were like, what?
Yeah. Genuinely, all of us. I was like, oh my god!
It was so much more than we could have ever
it's really
imagined.
exciting.
So
Super talented.
She really killed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like really, really important note. Like I was like, yo, you have complete creative freedom over this thing. It's like there were some guidelines, but it was like, hey, whatever you can do to fit in within these parameters, like just logistically so that the video actually works, like go for it. And she did. She killed it. Because I'm not a dancer. So that was my first time like really dancing.
Well, you killed it.
So thank you.
Madison broke you down very well.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she was on you a little bit. I loved it.
Madison,
that's what I needed.
Madison is still in chat, and
Yay.
she says that makes my heart so happy. Thank you all.
Shouts out to Madison. Yeah, she definitely killed it. She was on me. Definitely inspired me. Like, there's gonna be more dancing in the future. Like, I really want to like get into that.
It was cool.
Into that more. I want to be better at it, and I want to work with her again because she definitely she has a very like she has this confidence about her that like just made me feel so grounded like on set while everything was happening. I was just like, she's got her end. Like I don't have to
you don't have to worry about anything.
I completely agree with that. That's how like Ethan and I have talked pretty extensively about how awesome it was to have like somebody who was able to say, oh, this is what I need to do. I'm going to just do it. And then you're going to show up and you're going to see it. And, we'll talk about it. Luckily, everybody loved it to death. But it was like, it was so cool to go to that first rehearsal and just see it all right there. And it was like, we didn't know any of this we saw none of this until it was like, it was there. Yeah. So it was so cool to have her just be like, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And she did.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, so when we first had that initial call and you were like, I want dancing, I want this, and Madison was also in the call and she's like, okay, I'll make it work. Like, what dates? What do you want? And we'll make it work. And that was the last I'd heard about it. And then I was in Arizona for a month doing research, and then Ethan was like, hey, do you want to see the video? Like, we went to a rehearsal, and I was like, I completely forgot about that. And he sent it to me, and I had no service in the middle of a fucking canyon. Right. So I'm like aggressively downloading it. I'm like, what is this going to look like? What's this going to look like? And then I downloaded it, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. amazing.
Yeah.
It was it was really weird to go from like I completely forgot this even because Madison was like, this is my baby and I'm gonna make it work, and it worked so well with everything. Yeah, Madison was a joy to work with.
100% the connection from now on. If there's ever a
Oh,
time that
absolutely. Yeah.
we need dancing.
Yeah,
we know who to call.
she's got you when it comes to dancing. Just so crazy that like anybody would. I don't know. It's just like a weird idea I had like in my apartment.
Yeah.
And then somebody was just like all of you were just like down to
Let's do it.
do it. So to see it come to life was definitely really crazy.
So many moving parts. That's one of the biggest.
All on one shot too.
Yeah.
It was
One
very
shot.
ambitious. Very ambitious.
Yeah, we could have used so many cuts to just like
Oh yeah.
like it's like, well, this part was best here, this part was but like we didn't have a choice. But
Yeah.
like that made it so much more, at least for me. I'm a huge fan of one shot videos.
High
and
stakes.
yeah, I just think it's way more interesting to like if you can compel somebody without a bunch of jump cuts and edits, that's incredible. And I still haven't I've seen that video 1,000 times now.
Yeah,
and I've not gotten sick of it yet.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I definitely like. I think the inspiration really was I just really wanted it to feel more like a performance, especially being my first video, and so kind of eliminating cuts, kind of going with more of a one take style or like long takes because it's not really a one take.
Right. Yeah.
I think that scene's probably only like 50 seconds altogether, but like damn.
Yeah.
Like, that's
That's still.
like
it was
50 seconds.
Man, I can't wait for all the behind the scenes to exist to some extent because it was like there was so much yelling and
Oh
talking.
my God.
Like just Ethan's camera, like the audio from it is so aggressive, but it had to be.
Yeah.
It is.
It had like you're getting pulled. I'm yelling cues to everybody to like make sure everybody's on time and start slowing down, pushing forward. Duncan is bent over all the way to the ground,
looking like a shrimp. His
yeah,
spine is shrimped over.
carrying Ethan.
Yeah.
Like I just, it was so chaotic.
It's wild because in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to like long takes and stuff like that, it was a pretty modest, like one take.
So when you think about
even that, like it was very challenging to make everything work.
I can't imagine
so much
like
more background stuff.
a 5-minute music video that's just one take, or a movie or film or
Just
anything like
one
that. It's
take,
like how many people, how many like what was that like?
It's crazy, and it
holy
just
crap.
takes a lot of planning.
Yeah.
It's just an insane amount of planning.
Do you have something to?
I have
you
another chat
sit
comment.
there.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Madison in chat says definitely a favorite moment was asking / telling Noah, "Hey, we're gonna lift you now."
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
she would like to know how you felt in the moment of being lifted for the first time.
I was just so down to do whatever. Like that was pretty much my headspace. I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what's cool when it comes to dancing. I'm like, I kind of have an idea like of what I want the dances to look like. Yada yada. But she, like I said, like I really just kind of put all of that in her hands. I'm like, hey, this is your thing. I'm kind of just trusting you to kill it because you definitely know better than me. And like that's kind of a philosophy I've adopted to just like, hey, like put people who really know what they're doing like in that position. Yeah. And just it takes the stress off of you, like and I mean like any director, like you should like that should be your go-to. Like you should be trusting people to do their job. But yeah, she was just like, I think it would be really cool if we lift you right here. And I was just like, okay, like whatever.
And her
like, I wasn't even really thinking
solid.
about it. Yeah.
I remember, I think we were there the first time you got lifted and you did it, you went up and then down. And whenever you landed, she was like, all right, so see how that felt? Here's why that was wrong. And just was
the
straight,
applesauce.
like she was, yeah, exactly.
Applesauce.
Like
Don't
the way
crush
that
the
she
apple.
taught you was so, it was just like, do this. And it worked perfectly. It was like the next take, you did it the way she said, and she was like, see, and you were like, oh, that felt better. My feet don't hurt. Whoa.
You're like, my joints
everything
still
just
exist.
worked. Yeah.
Everything was cool. Yeah, she like her instruction was great. Like that experience like definitely makes me want to do more stuff with like dancing.
Yeah.
And like kind of trying to work that into more of my performances, more of my videos and stuff. And yeah, I'm just glad she was so willing to like work with somebody who had no idea what they're doing, and that didn't seem to bother her at all. So
shout out Madison.
like, yeah, it
Down for the
was
challenge.
really, I was just in this headspace of like,
Whatever
just
goes.
shutting down all emotions, like all the feelings of like you're an imposter, like you don't dance, Jonah, like what are you doing? Like I just had to like kind of shut all that down and just be like, I'm just gonna do it. So like
Yeah, but you only had 2 days of rehearsal, right? Before the day of the shoot?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I only do like 3 dance moves,
But
but
still,
I swear
like-
to God, like
the 3 dance
I have
moves, but
no-
everything isn't just happening around you.
Yeah.
You have to be in the right spot still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't run 20 feet forward or stand still. Like, all that matters.
Because we had those errors on filming day.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
I
fuck.
mean, we did some rehearsal before we actually shot, so
Mhm.
luckily we were good for that. But
Yeah.
I also want to hear the perspective of there's one more thing to pull up. Maybe he's way faster at it now. I don't know because Madison came up real quick. But there's one other perspective I want to hear from Mike.
Yes.
Hey, everybody at the Low Bat Podcast. This is Mike, and here's my question for Noah. So, how challenging is it to contain all of that sexy and still play and not get like completely distracted? I mean, is it like in the mustache, in the sense that if you get rid of the mustache or you like shave it like Samson, then all the superpowers, all the talent goes away? Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. You know I love you. And all the crew, thanks for having me out. Had a good time being silly, and I look forward to the next one. And shout out to all the podcast listeners, and talk to you later.
Shout out Mike.
It is in the mustache, Mike.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Like it's all in the mustache.
Man, so whenever you shaved it off, it was just a whole. Everything was different.
Yeah, like I don't know, like right after we
Filmed.
I don't know why we're talking about this.
You
Just talk about my face for a little while.
You started talking about it.
So here's what happened. So yeah, we finished the video and like I immediately just shaved the mustache off. I was just like, I don't know why, but I felt like this. It was so
I feel like it's
connected
end of
to
an
the
era.
video for some.
Yeah.
I was like, just like gone.
It's funny
This
you
phase
say
of my
that.
life is done.
Yeah. So I show my mom every like thing, bless her heart, everything that we do, like music wise. I'm like, look at this thing we're working on. She's like, that's cool, honey. And I showed my mom. Ethan like came over after we got done filming, and I was like, yo, look at this music video we're filming. And I swear to God, the first thing she goes, oh, his mustache. And I was like, that's not the point. That's not the point of any of this. She's like,
Wow.
oh wow. And I was like, that's not the point. It was like
It's a solid stash.
yeah, it was just so funny. It was like, look at this cool thing we spent all day working on. It was like July 4th, and I just came home and she's like, wow, his mustache. I was like, no, not the point,
It's
Mom.
intentional, you know. Like that's part of my target audience.
Yeah.
It's like
His moms.
older moms. So
We don't.
right down with the mustache.
Come on.
We don't have to keep talking about the mustache. Another huge, very pleasant surprise, just from my perspective. We did not know, or at least I didn't know, about what Mike was going to do. To an extent, I knew there was this, the skit, more or less, however you want to word it. I knew that the accident was involving him, but I didn't know what he was going to do. And whenever we did the first rehearsal and he took his jacket off and slammed it and like stormed out, like everything he did, I was like, whoa. Oh my God. That's he's so good.
Yeah.
That was so perfect.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
guys
man.
met.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah,
And he killed it. Yep.
Yeah. I love, so my favorite part about Mike was that, so we all met at Duncan's house, another crew member, and start filming. And he was already there when I got there, and I just thought it was one of Duncan's brothers.
Very professional.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. It's like, I guess it's
He
one of
showed up in
Duncan's
the
brothers.
suit and everything.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, this guy's in a suit. He's going to work. Or
And I was like,
something.
oh, cool. And then he like came to the set with us, and I was like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I was just like, that's not Duncan's brother. I was like, oh, hi. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, no, super professional, really awesome guy to work with. And it was really fun.
Yeah.
I kept cracking up when I was editing, like drawing on over you guys. I was just like, this is so great.
He worked his ass off too. After he would like walk off,
Start booking
he
it down the street.
books it,
Yeah.
so that he can catch up, and not because the camera's rolling pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So he would go to the side, get against like the fence line, and just hit the feet.
I remember it was after a couple of takes. Like it was probably like right before we did the third take, or we had taken a break. We had done a couple of takes, and then we were taking a break, and then like he came up to us. I'm not sure if it was just me or everybody else, but he was like, dude, like every time I run like on the side of the road, like I keep stepping in dog shit.
Oh no, was he?
That's what he said. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, but the
In his nice
commitment.
dress
I
shoes.
honestly,
Yeah.
I owe him a big apology, because honestly, watching the video as many times as we have, he probably didn't have to run, but that was my direction. I'm
you
the
gave him
one who
direction.
told him to run. because
you need to
I
get some
like
cardio
I was
in.
like making sure everybody was like where they needed to be, and
Yeah.
he would get
Everybody
to the side, and I'd
has
be
to
like,
sweat.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
Mike, book it, and he would just be like, all right, I'm going, and that's my bad. Shit.
Oh,
Nah,
that's
he
amazing.
definitely killed it, and that was another person. Like, I'm just so glad I had somebody so experienced on set with so much confidence, and you know, just being there, being himself, being cool.
Yeah.
Like, never stressed. Just like I can walk over to him, and he's just like, "Hey, feeling good? Like, how's everything going?"
Hell
I'm
yeah.
just like,
Always
great,
reassuring.
great now that you're here.
Great,
Like,
yeah.
like, I'm feeling good. So yeah, just so good to have the right people, people that you're comfortable with, like,
Yeah.
and you can trust with your little baby.
I was gonna say,
He was
from
there.
our perspective too, it was really cool to have so many different professionals,
Mm.
and even that extends to you too, because there's a lot of times, you know, a lot of musicians or bands, they don't do filmmaking, or they don't, you know, they just want X, Y, and Z, which is awesome. That's great too. So it's really interesting to be like, you're like, this is exactly what I want. This is how you're gonna do it, and we were like, okay, hell yeah. And you're like, this take needs to go again. And we were like, this man knows what he's talking about. This is great. So it was really cool to also have that from you. But for Madison is a professional in her field. So is, you know, Mike. So it was really good to be like, we don't have to worry about, like, no one knows what he's doing. Madison knows what she's doing. Mike, okay, great. Because normally it's like us wrangling everybody all of the time. So it's really, really cool to be like, wow, we're
I don't
actually
think there was
part of a
anybody that
machine.
like we didn't trust.
No, yeah, everyone.
It was
That
just
was
like, no,
awesome.
they got their thing.
Yeah,
They
and
know
there was
what's up.
nobody there that we didn't need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
We were.
That's always nice to have.
Yeah.
on
Top
set.
of the list goes to your parents, as we said before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah.
secondly, Tyler Stallard for
Oh, yeah.
coming in with the
Oh my
car,
gosh,
Yeah.
MVP.
with the haircut.
Yep.
He was the stunt driver, more or less,
Yeah.
at the end of the video. Which also, can we, you know, I don't know if we're incriminating anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and just call out. Whenever you see that car driving, he is booking it, because that was, if you look at the sun in the background, that was the absolute last chance. The sun was going past the tree line, so and we kept doing takes, and there would be other cars in the way. And we were like really trying to get it like clean with just the one car going over, and we were like, this is our last chance. And we had him like on the phone or walkie-talkie or whatever. We were like, gun
Yelling
it.
at him.
Like just floor
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And he did, and we got the shot.
Shout
The
out.
very last shot.
Yeah.
That was the only. That was the only.
That is
time I
also on
lost
film,
my
by the
cool.
way. I
Yeah,
can't wait to.
yeah.
to see that.
It was,
What'd you say?
that's true.
Like, that was the only time I feel like I really lost my cool. Was when we were trying to get that last shot with the sunset.
A little
So
bit. I definitely. It's
yeah.
we have that
It was
captured. You were walking around. You were
nerve-wracking.
pacing.
I
Yeah.
was like, because I just couldn't understand, like,
Right.
why it wasn't working the way I wanted it to.
Mhm.
But
We should have just shut down the bridge too. Like,
Yeah. So I was gonna say, for the audience, that last shot where his car is going over the bridge, we wanted it. Noah wanted it like sun a specific position, right hour, right time, over this bridge. So we basically were like, okay, driving back and forth on this bridge with like two different cars at first to get certain angles, and then like
yeah.
if a
on the
car-
4th of July.
on the I was gonna say on the 4th of July. So we were like, well, shit, and driving back and forth, and then like another car would just come up a little bit slower, and we'd be like, fuck, gotta scrap that whole take. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was
was
yeah,
rough.
it was
But
rough.
we finally got the opportunity. It was like, all right, nobody's on the bridge. I don't see anybody coming. It's like Ethan's operating the drone.
Yeah.
We got it in position, and
Yeah.
we're like, dude,
Bet-
the sun's going down. Like, where are you?
You better
I
go
can't-
95 miles an hour
believe
right
that
now.
we managed to get that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like no other cars on the bridge. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like,
It was
I don't-
crazy.
I
And
can't
right at
believe
the
it.
last moment, because if he had gotten over the bridge and like we
Had
didn't
to
get that
turn,
take,
yeah.
and he had to turn around, we would have completely lost the sun
Yep.
at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it was disappearing, but it was like right at the perfect place.
Yeah.
And
And those
he
were,
was hauling ass.
I- yeah.
Yeah,
he,
that
really,
was,
he really was going.
So
From-
I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
from my standpoint, that was like probably like top 3 most stressful shots I've
Oh
ever
my
gotten.
god. Yeah.
That was like, man, the behind the scenes footage. I feel like you can see the sweat on my
Yeah,
palms.
I
Oh
absolutely.
Holding
yeah,
that drone
absolutely.
controller.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
'Cause
My
I feel-
favorite.
I feel so
It's
bad
just
because I'm like
it's,
over.
it's everybody looking over Ethan's shoulder,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you would just see Noah just like walk away.
Yeah, just
and
be
just
like,
I just. And he's just like,
sorry,
why?
guys.
Like just turn around. It was
Yeah.
it was so warranted. Like none of it
Oh,
was
yeah,
over the top, but
absolutely.
it was like, man, we got that down to the wire. The entire like dance thing more or less was down to
It
the
was
wire.
all-
The skit was the only version that we have. Like, but everybody, man, yeah, that was a stressful 2 days.
The top 3 moments for me for that video of like stressful moments. Definitely the drone shot at the very end. Second place is probably the cop.
Yep. Yeah.
That I was like, oh shit, we're getting shut down. This is going to be it. We're blocking the road.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Which I may or may not have on film also.
Yeah.
I may or may not have pulled
You
out my
definitely
phone.
do. You sent me the video.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
Okay, I wasn't
blur
sure if
his
you knew about
badge
it.
number out. Do that.
You're like, I
He
don't
was
know
a
if I
nice.
can say that.
He
I was
a
just
nice
like, I'm going to
Nice
just hold my
fellow.
phone down here and see what happens.
And I think number 3 is probably going over that bridge over and over and over out of the back of that SUV.
Oh, I completely forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Just with the
Dude, I was so
Trunk lid
concerned
open?
that we were just going to go over and it's just going to be a cop. And we were just going to pass each other. We were going to see him do like a 3-point turn in the middle of the bridge and just whoop, whoop.
the
Yeah.
cop just like,
For it.
wait, what?
So to
that man just
film-
hanging out?
How much trouble do you think we'd get in though?
I don't know.
Hopefully we never have
I've
to
thought
find
about
out.
that.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
question.
you weren't wearing a seatbelt. Like
In the trunk
He was
was
being
it?
held by arms.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So that the
not the
last
worst
shot
of
of the car, where you see the front of the car, like the license plate, and then Noah driving the car. We were literally. Another car was right directly in front of that car. Ethan is hanging his entire ass out of the the trunk of the car, filming it, and obviously there's no seatbelt. So he's like, "Hey man, can you just like hold me?" And I was like, "What?" So he's like, "Just put your arms around me," and I was like, "Wonderful." So Tyler,
how romantic.
yeah, right. So Tyler
Your
and I are
final
just in the
moments.
back seat, just like choke holding Ethan, like, please don't fall out of this fucking car right now, going 60 miles an hour on this bridge in the middle of nowhere. Please don't do that. I have some footage of it, and Ethan it looks terrifying. It's like at any moment, it's fine.
Yeah, I was concerned.
Yeah.
A couple times. You
I
might
like-
even be able to see it on my face in the video.
I annoyingly couldn't. Like I'm fine that I was driving, but like I really wish that I was able to also like experience the
It
stress
was
of it.
very chaotic.
Because I was just like, I'm driving this car. If I gotta like,
Please
if I
don't
hit,
kill
if I hit
Ethan.
one bump,
Yeah.
like who they gonna blame?
And
Me.
You did a great job.
Yeah,
I'm driving.
great job.
By the way.
It's just like, oh, Ethan fell out. Lawsuit, Casey.
I think
Like-
Ethan would be the most angry about his camera breaking. He would be like, I don't
That's
care
fair.
that my legs are broken, Casey, but my camera gear. Like that's
Like, you gonna pay for that?
yeah.
'Cause we were definitely, I think we were maxed out at like a 30 or something. Like we weren't going very fast.
Oh yeah, no with
Oh,
Ethan
yeah, and I
being at
kept
the
it
back.
slow.
No. Yeah.
I think I went up to 35 on the bridge momentarily, but besides that, it was pretty much 25 to 30. So it wasn't. You would have been fine.
Yeah, you know.
Tuck and roll. You're good.
A couple raspberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Man, what I love like thinking about that video just because it was a lot. It was so much fun. There's just
It's a good
so
time.
much.
It was a lot of fun.
And hopefully in the semi near future, you'll be able to see a different angle of it from different cameras and phones and whatnot. We'll figure that out. But where are we at? How long have we been going?
I got an hour and 15,
Oh,
but I
nice.
started
Okay.
recording before we streamed.
Doesn't
so-
feel that long.
Yeah, not at all.
Doesn't seem like
That's why I was
that
double
at
checking.
all.
I was like,
Yeah.
But we went live at 8:35, so we're probably rocking about an hour and 5 right now.
Nice. Heck
Are there any anything in chat? Anybody asked anything that's worth asking?
just mustache stands, hopefully.
yeah.
Nope, all good. Chat's been pretty active though.
Oh.
Really?
Pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Whoa! It's
First
all
stream.
just Noah's mustache. That's it. Just love for the.
yikes. I'm gonna have to shave it again
Yeah.
Wait, no. You can't. No.
next time you see me.
But I said no. So
Okay.
thank
Wait.
Just for you.
Hold on. Before you, I don't know how that has to do with your mustache. Just made me think of that. This is awful.
Segue.
No, not a awful.
We're gonna
segue.
do
we got a
another
chat
cut
comment.
of this video.
Oh, okay.
Cameron Zimos
Okay.
says, "Proud of you, Noah. Keep up the good work, man. Hyped for the
Aw.
music video."
Thank you so much, Cameron. I
Oh
appreciate
yeah, I guess I should also say we showed it. If anybody showed up afterwards, we are going to show it one more time at the end. So definitely stay tuned. The video won't be coming out yet, but definitely stay tuned to the end. We'll show it one more time for
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Premiere.
Tuesday's
Premiere
the-
Tuesday.
The
5
YouTube
p.m.
premiere, the on-demand premiere at 5.
On demand.
Yeah,
At 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
doing an evening premiere.
Nice.
What were you going to
Awesome.
say, Amanda?
Oh, I was just gonna thank Noah for trusting us with your child and your thing. It was really cool to do the art for it. It was like I said, Ethan just kind of was like, "Hey, Noah likes this. He just wants you to do some drawing. Go for it." And I was like, "That's all the direction I have." And he's like, "Uh huh." And I was like, okay, that's not terrifying at all.
That painstaking work.
Oh,
that you
yeah,
did
frame by
paid off.
frame.
Oh man, it's
Yeah.
watching you
Very
do that. You just be like
appreciative.
draw, and be like, got to do it all again.
Yeah. Casey was
Do
like,
it all again.
he was like, how far have you gotten? And I was like, oh, like 4 frames. And he was like, you've been working on it for like an hour. And I was like, yep. And he was like, oh.
Man, I had it easy by comparison.
But it was really, I was so scared sending it off to you. And then Ethan was like, he loved it. And I was like, oh my, thank you, God. I was like, mostly because I was like, really I can't imagine if you're like this one frame in between these 2 other frames, get rid of that. Just don't like it. And I'm like, that's 3 hours. My eyes twitching. It was really nice for you to be like, just do your thing, whatever you want to do, go for it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Of course, and you killed it.
Thank you. I appreciate
Trusted
it.
you.
But it was
You did well. A+.
Thank you. But it was awesome to it was so nerve wracking and so scary. And then you're like, it's great. I was like, oh God, my heart. Scary. It's fine.
It's exactly what we needed. So
I really like how I'm glad you liked it.
I do apologize for not being there for the Mount Trashmore shoot. I was asleep.
Don't dox our location, filming location.
man, don't give
For
away
the
top
mountain
secret
shoot?
spots.
Top secret.
For the on the hill shoot.
Yeah, what time did we get up for that? I think I woke up at like 4.
Ooh.
I want to say I got up at like 5 or 5:30.
So
No,
I
I woke
definitely
up an
did it
hour before you.
Maybe not. I may be wrong.
You guys wanted to be there at sunrise, right?
Yeah, because we got
Okay.
there before the sun actually came up.
I got home, I guess that morning, but then the night prior or whatever. It was after midnight. It might have been after 1. I got home late. Which
Did you go
my
to
own
a pool
fault.
party?
I
Is that
did.
why?
I
Okay,
went
yeah.
to a 4th of July party on the 3rd.
Okay, that's how it
Yeah.
is sometimes.
So
Cool.
I went to that and lost track of time, and then I got home at like 1, and I was like, oh no, I have to be up in 3 hours, and then I wasn't.
Wow.
F in the chat.
I
for
wasn't up in
Casey.
3 hours, so
F in the chat.
yeah,
You're fired.
yeah.
Take him
you
off
know.
payroll, ladies and gentlemen.
I was there for all the planning of it, when we were location scouting. So
So much planning too.
Yeah, lots of planning.
I love how the
surprised you
location we
guys-
used for the dances wasn't one that we location scouted. We looked at so many
Yeah.
different
Mhm.
places, and that one
Oh
wasn't
my
it.
gosh, the location we landed on was exactly what I
Yeah, it was
pictured.
perfect. Yeah.
Like, because I remember we met here first, and we were talking about like what we wanted, and you guys were probably like, he's crazy, because I just kept saying, I was just like, I just really want a street that's like has a canopy of trees over the top of it.
Yeah.
Because for a very specific reason, I wanted that light that like comes through the trees and
Mhm.
kind of like speckles the ground and everything, and also it just makes for a nicer frame. But I kept saying that, and I know they were probably like, what the fuck?
Well, so we definitely wanted to explore all options. So like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
looked at like buildings, and we looked at
Mhm.
fields, and we looked at all this different type of like these different types of shots basically.
We went to downtown Suffolk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which shutting down that street would have been
Oh.
way more intense, but it
Probably
would have made
wouldn't
for a
have
cool
Impossible.
shot.
Yeah.
We all would have went to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. In Suffolk.
That's
Nonetheless.
great BTS though.
True.
Not just a cop gets called, we go to jail.
Yeah. That would have been a fun podcast from jail. Like, can you?
Do a vlog style thing where it's like, what's up guys, we're in jail. Like,
How'd you get that camera in there?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You're going in the hole.
Oh no.
that's where the camera came from. Thank you everybody.
Amazing.
So where are
What's
you
next for
going
Noah?
next?
Yeah.
You have 2 songs out. Do you have more in the bank? Are you just like writing? Are you looking to work with a producer? Where are you at right now?
Yeah. So I'm still just kind of taking my time with things. Plan is to probably release another single or 2 and then a full album. is what I
Okay,
would like
you'll
to
do a full length.
So I would like to. I have some songs that are almost ready to go, and I'm planning on releasing them before the end of the year. So probably one for fall, one for the holidays. So, and then I'll be just focusing on finishing the album and then trying to get some more visuals together for that. And then after that, looking to perform more. Like right now, building up the catalog of songs is kind of what's most important to me at the moment. Just so I'd like to be more prolific as an artist. And
Hell yeah.
So no
Write more
shows
songs.
until you have more.
yeah, I would just like to build up a catalog. Because I don't really want to play like I'd like to avoid like playing covers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'd like to just do original material if I'm going to be investing this much time and energy into pursuing this thing, like I'd just like it to be what I want it to be, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just taking my time with it and trying to still figuring out my sound a little bit at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the one that you got working right now is awesome.
I appreciate that.
Genuine fan. All of us.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Are like actually like have your music on our phones. And
Oh yeah,
do it
I do.
actively, like,
It's so cool.
A thing that like a joke in the Lobat like thing, and I'm sure you can relate as well, is like when you edit a music video or someone else's song, you just hear like, you know, the same 6 seconds over and over and again while you're like trying to piece together things. So a lot of times by the end of a music video, we're like, if I hear that song one more time, I'm gonna rip my eyelashes out and make them into a sweater. I swear to God. But like
that was so detailed.
thank you. But with your song, it was like, no, shit still slaps. This is great. It was like at any point I was never like, I swear to God.
I appreciate that. You know what's funny is y'all were editing to a demo version of the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I realized that like Ethan like sent me like the final cut, and I was listening to it, and it was like there was just this one random thing that was so telling about it, and I was like, wait, this is like a really old demo.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
How cutting to. I was concerned because I was like, I don't know if I had like changed the BPM of it or anything.
Oh
before
my
the
God.
cut. So that was
been...
I was like freaking out a little bit when I realized that. I was like, oh no, but then I just like I checked it out and it was like, okay, we're still good.
Hell yeah.
What were we gonna say?
I find it terrifying that this video got that far in the production process
Right.
before
Yeah.
either of us caught that.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad we did.
So weird.
It was literally right before the final revision.
Yeah.
That's
There's
amazing.
also there's one other meme in the Bat world, maybe just the me and Amanda world, that has spawned from this video. And
Oh my God,
anytime
yeah.
there's just like a blue sky and then there's like stereotypically big fluffy white clouds, we refer to them as Jonah clouds.
Every single time. Every
Oh,
time.
Man.
We went on vacation to Tennessee. We were hiking and stuff, and it was like, oh, Jonah clouds. Look how nice those are. Like Jonah clouds.
Aw.
We'll literally in the morning, like on our commutes and stuff, if we see really cool clouds, we're like a nice, beautiful. We're like Jonah clouds. Send 'em.
Jonah AF clouds.
Yeah.
I think about you guys too when I look in the sky. I gotta say.
Look up to the sky and just think, man, low bat.
Hi Bat.
Noah's gonna be like.
Sky Bat.
Sky bat. There you go. That's
No, no,
better.
no, no. Noah's like, I'm never associating. They're freaking weird. Like talk about me all the time.
These people are obsessed with me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
We've actually gotten to hear a little bit of sneak peek of some future stuff I know you're working on. That's been we were taken aback by it. It was really good as well. I
Really
can't wait
just
to
blowing
hear
his
that.
head up today, aren't you?
Well, you know, I'm just being honest. I don't see this guy that often, and I don't know. I'm just really excited to see not only the video stuff you do or we do in the future, but like the songs that you're releasing. Like I genuinely can't wait to hear all the new stuff that's going to come out, and a full length would be
Yeah.
really cool.
And I can tell you, I'm so excited to put something new out. Like, because at this point, this song has been like a year-long
Yeah.
journey. At this point, it's consumed a lot of my time between the actual, like making that song. You know, recording it, writing it, blah 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 blah, all that, getting the actual song out, and then moving on to the video. Like, it's just
So much of your bandwidth.
yeah, like it's taken up a lot of my time and energy, and you know, I'm so glad that it's done. You know,
Yeah.
like that it's
No
done,
kidding,
and I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we all learned a lot from it. It was a great experience, but I'm like, at this point,
It's over.
I'm ready for everybody to enjoy it.
Yes,
And while they're
yeah.
enjoying it, I'm gonna be working on the next thing, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's almost out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 more days, 3.
A couple
3 more days. You said
sometime
Tuesday at 5,
will
right?
pass.
Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Go
So we're almost there.
Yeah.
go save it, subscribe. We'll post about it.
In the meantime, do you want to let the audience watch it one more time?
Yeah, we can do that.
Awesome.
Probably good. Yeah, it's a good way to close it out too.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for tuning into our first live stream
Yeah.
podcast.
Mhm.
Might be more of these, might not. Who knows? We'll talk about it internally.
It was kind of threatening.
Let us know if you want more of these, I guess. Thank you for also being here, giving us the opportunity and a reason to do this as well, and letting us work.
So
on this
glad to
video.
finally be here, like at
Yeah.
this table.
It's been you've been at this table before, I believe, but not on a podcast situation. We've just talked here.
Yeah.
So finally got him at the table. But let's go ahead and watch that video one more time. And
Yeah.
thank you everybody again.
Yeah. Big thank you, Noah, Madison, Mike. everybody. Tyler,
All the
random
dancers.
HOA
Thank
guy.
you so much, guys.
Yeah, all the dancers are phenomenal. Please, everyone in the credits. We have them linked. Please go follow.
Watch the
Go
credits again.
Give them love. It's amazing. I love them all.
Give them all
Fantastic.
huge shout outs in chat.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and enjoy the video one more time.
I went for a walk yesterday, and I thought I'd take a trip down memory lane. I hoped I would feel something different, 'cause every day's the same, and that's okay. And some of us can fake it, and I hope to God we make it. This feeling I can't shake it, that my mind is slowly fading. They say practice makes perfect, and I practice every day, getting better at not being okay. Today sucks, but I won't let that prevent me from having some fun. 'Cause I can still go outside and play in the sun, smoke a little some, a little not too much, maybe just enough to forget who I am. Some of us can fake it, and I hope to God we make it. This feeling I can't shake it, no, my mind is slowly breaking. They say practice makes perfect, and I practice every day. I'm getting better at not being okay.
Okay. I'm shutting this down right now, young man. Okay, hold on. You guys dance way too fast. Okay. Do you see what just happened? You just hit my car.
Yeah, about that.
Oh yeah, about that. Are you even old enough to drive? Are you texting? Are you dancing and driving? It appears that you're dancing and driving with your entourage back here. What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
Look, man, like, I'm sorry about the car, but we can just keep this between me and you. You know, like
me and you and you and your mustache. And is it really between us? Because I don't have an entourage, and you're rolling 4 deep. You know, let me tell you about responsibility, young man.
Dude, I think somebody's boosting your wheels.
What? Oh, no! Hey, that's my favorite wheel.
I still exercise and I eat healthy. I drown my sorrows at night while I watch TV. My friends recommend therapy, but there's no guarantee that money spent will make me happy. These feelings always come and they go. I don't want company, but I don't wanna be alone. This push and pull, this back and forth grows wrong. And they say practice makes perfect, and I practice every day. I'm getting better. I'm getting so much better. I'm getting so much better. Might be the best, and not being okay.